Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader, your guide to a clearer perspective. I have an abundant and beneficial message for Leo today. This is your message from the universe, and I'm going to continue to channel and talk with my guides as we do this reading. So Leo, you start out slow and you end very fast this week. Let's get straight to the energy. The moon sends you the universe sends you the moon energy this week. This is the energy, I feel like this is like a precipice about to happen, like we're about to walk through those two pillars back there, but there's just a moment of kind of like, I want to say it's the calm before the storm, but it's just a moment of like that. It's a little bit of stasis where we're about to go through something big. And it's just that moment, like before you take the plunge and before you keep going. So the things to know about this energy is that it's a very inward sensing energy. This is not really something you're going to see so much in your outside world, although you may find that this week you have more opportunities to go within. And that's on purpose because this energy has to be sensed from the inside. So we have the Death card for the way that you respond to this energy. And actually, I think this is alignment here, that you're feeling like, yeah, okay, I'm about to go through something new. I'm about to embark on the next phase. But you're looking at it in a much more practical way. Like, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to heal? What is this direction that I've got to go next? And you're looking for things to cut off or things to separate. And while that's good, it's really good that you're aligned with this energy. Actually, no, we're going to keep that. This is the energy kind of developing. They just remind me of the next card. So we're going to keep it like that. So feeling like you're on that precipice, and then you're kind of looking around saying, okay, taking stock of where you are spiritually and kind of psychically almost. Where are you? And what seems like it needs to go, what seems like it may need to stay, that kind of energy. Now, the next cards, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this was the darkness. This is the dark time. And all of a sudden we're plunged into the daytime. We've got the Knight of Wands. We've got the Four of Swords, thank goodness. And then we've got the Knight of Swords. So the Prince of Swords. And actually I said Knight, but these are all princes. So there is no stopping you. We've got that Queen song, Don't Stop Me Now. And that's exactly where you are, Leo, this right now. So you feel we're taking up the staff or that wand. There's some kind of idealism here. There's a purpose you're running after or a creative project. I feel less creative project and more purpose with this statement that you're running after. There's an ideal in your heart that you've just got to go get, that you just got to go quest for, and that you have to seek. The thing to notice about this card is that he's young. He's on a little pony, and he's the youngest looking out of all the princes in this particular deck. So this represents an idealism that may have been from a former self, a younger self, an idealistic self, because he runs straight into the Four of Swords, and it's kind of like thud, like he's and he hits this wall. And the Four of Swords is that moment of maturity, that pause that says, wait a second, I have to look at what's actually viable. What cause or what reality, what purpose can I realistically take up? So he's got these three swords standing up, and he's got a sword across his lap, and he's trying to figure out what to do with that last sword. So while this one is just like, the energy is just purely heart, like, I've got to do this and I've got to do all these things. I'm wanting to be amazing and I have to do everything. And it's just this really excited, enthusiastic, like I love everything and I love everyone. And this is where the realism comes in of like, okay, wait a second. Is all of this doable all at once? Or do I need to do one at a time? And what's the one that requires the most attention right now? And it's this total, it's really lovely. It's this moment of pause, of not just following the impulse and the instinct and running off. It's just this, wait a second. And the fire hasn't gone away. We still have this fiery colors back here, but you're kind of saying to your passion, like, okay, yeah, I hear you, but let's think about this for a second. Let's make a realistic plan so that we actually succeed this time. So this is all really good. And then you get the Prince of Swords. So that last sword that's sitting across his lap right there, this guy picks up and he goes, this is the way forward. So you choose one direction, you choose one place to go, and one truth that you know is yours. And that's what you choose to follow out into the world. And if you look at the images on these two cards, can you kind of get a sense of the age difference? This one looks more like late teens or early 20s, whereas this one is more like 13-ish. So you see there's a maturity in that process. So the learning to think and wait a second, putting the heart and the passion, just, hang on, I'm not putting you out, but just wait. That really gives you the opportunity to move forward much faster. I mean, look how fast this guy is going. It's almost like the grass is blurred because he's going so fast. And we've got your advice card, but I'm thinking that this is an overall destination more than advice. The Lady, abundance, like pure and flowing, joyful abundance. So because you've decided to pick up one sword and you've left the other behind, for now, you see the flowering, the blossoming, and the success of those endeavors. And it's also kind of talking about everything in its right place. This is card number 3. We had to drop 3 swords here in order to pick up the 1. So this is also saying you haven't lost those other ideas. You haven't lost those other directions, but they have to open up and flower in the time that's right for them. And for some reason, following this one thread, this one vein, and this one path actually helps those other things open up faster. Trying to follow them all at once would have slowed everyone down. And my cat just yowled in the background. He wants to go outside. I think he's in this state right now. Having all of them on your plate at once slows the whole process down, but choosing one actually opens the door faster to different and more creative opportunities, even beyond those other 3 swords that you had to put down. So you may be seeing not just those 3 swords, but additional ones, additional opportunities, and additional ways of being kind of come in. They're also saying to me that it is not the time to be feeling guilty about being selfish, because a lot of this energy is focused on you and your projects and your development. And they're saying that's okay, that this is an okay time to be self-ish, as in self-oriented, focusing on your own projects, because when your abundance comes, everything touches everything in this card. There's no separation. She's just flowing from everywhere. So everyone else gets uplifted as well, as you are brave enough and true enough to yourself to follow your own path at this time. So it's not that you shouldn't follow your path, but this is a time to be okay with looking at yourself and the things that you want to do and kind of putting everyone else like, yeah, I know you're there, but just like this card, they're there, the fire is there in the background, but it's not overtaking your mind. Okay? So, questions about that, please reach out. And if not, I always love to hear from you. And I wanted to let you know this is the last call for the solstice readings, the New Year readings. So if you haven't and you've been kind of thinking about it, they're going to go away about a week. So these are special readings to really galvanize your forward momentum and to give you really empowering information and insight for the future. So if that's interesting to you, there's a direct link in the description below. And either way, I look forward to seeing you next time on True Guidance Tarot. Have an astounding, amazing week.